What is up, you guys? Welcome to the Midnight Runs Wonder Woman 84 spoiler review. And that's right, you guys, spoiler review. And hold on, there we go. I had some background noise there. So, yes, spoiler review, you guys. By popular demand, I was going to do a non-spoiler review, but I decided that today I would do a spoiler review based on, well, I put out a vote, and everyone voted, yeah, do a spoiler review. Because by now, everyone should have already seen this movie. It's on HBO Max. It's also out in theaters as well. It's, the movie that we've been talking about for over a year and a half. It's Wonder Woman 84, starring Gal Gadot, Pedro Pascal, Kristen Wiig, who played Cheetah, who did a great job, I think. There's Pedro. Hey, you. I'm talking to you. He did a really good job. He did a really, really good job. And the story, I thought, look, did it have its flaws? Yes, it did. But overall, I liked the movie. I really did. And believe it or not, look, I know it's got a lot of negative feedback, but I'm telling you the truth, I like the movie.
The lasso of Hastia compels you to reveal the truth. Now, who are you?
I'm Nicotina. I'm serious. I liked the movie. I thought it was good. Despite what everybody else says, okay? Despite that. So, the movie itself has some corny parts. Early on, it has that 80s mall scene, which I was not a huge fan of. I thought it was super cheesy, but I could learn to live with it. But it was a very, very cheesy scene. But going way back to the beginning, we see Diana as a young girl, and she's getting ready to take on in the Themyscirian Olympics, which I don't know what they're really called. And she's getting a little bit of doubt, and she's like, "Yeah, right, I'm going to kill this." And so she gets ready, and she does it. She does the event, but halfway through, she falls off her horse. Now, at that point, I would have been out altogether, but she's able to get up and continue on with the event where she would have actually won, but however, she didn't hit the second marker, and because of that, she cheated and she lost. And she had to watch the other girls win the tournament. So that was kind of tough, right? Kind of tough. But later we meet Kristen Wiig, and she works at the Smithsonian with Diana. And after the whole spectacular mall heist, which it's kind of interesting because, you're talking about the mall heist, which was thrown together somewhat interesting. However, the whole thing happened at a jewelry store that was actually a front for a black market artifacts dealer in a mall, which I thought was kind of weird. But anyway, look, if you look past that, who cares, right? What's up, Andy R? He even says, agreed, the mall was ew. We got Jacob Ludi. Yeah, he's getting ready for the Creekatina show. Good vibes. I love the movie too. What's up, Joker? And we got Rasha Taylor in here as well. And she has some choice words for Jeff Johns. I'm sure what's going on. And Max loved the mall scene. He did, which I don't understand why, but he did. Anyhow, hey, if that's your opinion on the movie, then that's your opinion, Max. I can send you a link too if you want to come on. So they find the Dreamstone. I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but so they find the Dreamstone and they start making wishes, thinking that they're not real. So Kristen Wiig makes a wish that she wishes she could be more like Diana. Diana makes a wish without saying anything, and that leads to later on, we find out that this guy is back. No, wait, not him. This guy. But he's actually this guy. But he's running around with Wonder Woman. But he's this guy. He's not this guy, but he's this guy. It's funny because that idea reminds me of another TV show from my past. Can you guess what it is?
Theorizing that one could time travel within his own lifetime, Dr. Sam Beckett stepped into the quantum leap accelerator and vanished. He awoke to find himself trapped in the past, facing mirror images that were not his own, and driven by an unknown force to change history for the better.
So it kind of reminded me of that. And if you guys didn't know, that was Quantum Leap, which is a fabulous show starring Scott Bakula. But it kind of reminded me of that because really it's essentially Chris Pine leaped into this dude's body. And this guy had no idea what was going on until the very end when he got his body back and was like, oh, crap, where have I been? What's going on? So they finally get to be together, and Chris Pine is kind of at a loss for words because now he's in the future, and he's having to figure out, what's been happening all these years and all the new technological advancements. So that was kind of cool to see the roles reversed. But then as we move forward, the characters realize that Maxwell Lord has become the Dreamstone. I'm really jumping ahead here. And now he can grant wishes. Okay. All right. And all the while, Chris Pine, God damn it. This guy, who is this guy, but he's not that guy, he's this guy, is going around with Diana trying to figure out how to stop Maxwell Lord. And they have, after they meet each other the first time, it's Diana and Steve Trevor, who's actually in the other guy's body. He's in this guy's body. I don't know this guy's name, but whatever. They, they are happy to see each other. They're kissing. They kind of get it on. But even that right there alone, the fact that that whole thing reminded me of yet another movie. Touch. Oh, anyway, that freaking scene gets me every time. Every time it gets me. But by the end of the movie, Maxwell Lord, mind you, this is a spoiler video, gets control of and we're jumping way ahead at this point now, but he gets control of this satellite system in which he can broadcast his message all around the world so that he can grant wishes and get more and more powerful. He just wanted to get more powerful. He just wanted more power. I don't know what he was going to do with that power, but he wanted it. And all the while, he actually upgraded Cheetah, who ends up joining sides with him because she doesn't want to lose her ability to look super cool with the studs and the spikes and the leather and the cheetah. She wanted to become the cheetah. So Diana gets her golden armor while she's flying, which I don't know when and how she got that, but she did. But nonetheless, she got the armor and it looks badass. And she landed and she went to take on Cheetah. No, wait, not that Cheetah. That Cheetah. There she is. That's not even a good picture of her. Let's go with Chester Cheetah. Now, if Chester Cheetah would have showed up, that would have been badass. And they fought and they had a skirmish and she electrocuted her and then that was it. I thought the fight was a little too short, but nonetheless, it was a good fight. And then she goes inside and she used the lasso of truth to convince Maxwell Lord that this was a bad idea, who then recants his wishes and saves the day. Remember, guys, spoilers. This is a spoiler video. Spoiler video. So that's kind of the premise of the story. Now, there's a lot more details of the story that I didn't go into, but I kind of just wanted to jump through it. Now, overall, did it have its flaws? Yes, it did. It had many flaws within the movie, but overall, I actually liked the movie. I thought it was good. It had a really good message, and by the time it was over, I felt good watching it. I felt more like this.
Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God!
While others felt more like this.
I don't ever want to see it again!
Which isn't, it is what it is, But,
no.
But it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I liked the movie. I thought it was good. Did it have its flaws? Yes. Were there some plot holes and things that could have been improved on? Yeah, I think so. Here, I'm adjusting my mic right while I'm on the show. That's pretty professional of me. But no, I thought it could have been better. But overall, I liked it. I liked the message you were trying to send. So I gave it a thumbs up because I liked the movie. Now, to really break down this movie, let's bring in a good friend of the show, Mr. Aaron M. from Moldiversity. What's going on, man?
What's up? You know what it is. It is the apex predator himself. No.
The apex predator.
No,
Look at that. Yeah,
no.
exactly. Mr. Chester Cheetah.
Yes, I am dangerously cheesy.
It ain't easy being cheesy.
It's not.
It's not. So, Aaron, what did you think of Wonder Woman 84? Did you like the movie?
Yes, I really did enjoy it from a critical standpoint because, I love me some film. There were some scenes that I was just like, we could add a little this, a little that. But overall, this was a very good film. Like, it really got into, what the DC, EU is about. And it hit all the points. Made me shed a tear, felt for these characters, felt for the villain. Like, since we're talking spoilers, like Cheetah, come on. Even Maxwell Lord, right? Like Maxwell Lord, you really felt for these characters. It was a great film, and even though it had your cheesy 80s style, I think it really did work for the theme of it being that it's just. This whole greed is good, this big overinflated opposite of Watchmen kind of 80s, where it's all bright and shiny and, it's just, excess. But, as you see the movie go on, it's like it's deteriorating. You see, as Diana's losing her powers, you have the world going to hell, basically. Like, I love that. I really did love that. And yes, you with this Kal-El No video, sir.
What's wrong with that? That's my video.
Sir.
Kal-El, no.
And pretty soon, it's going to get wiped from existence, so it'll only be seen right here on my show. That's why I haven't given it up yet.
Exclusive.
Exclusive.
I don't ever want to see it again.
Yes, Tom. Yes.
And apparently that's how my good friend Mad Max Mandalorian, that's how he felt about the movie. I went all Tom Cruise. Yeah, I know. And I'm still waiting for my wish that the movie would be good. I know, Joker, you weren't a fan of the movie. And like I said, there were parts of the movie that could have been improved on. However, I thought that it still had a good, I liked it. And look, here's the thing. Now, many of us kind of feel that maybe somebody by the name of Jeffrey had a touch in this movie, possibly because it kind of played out more like a comic book than it did like a movie. But I mean, if you look past that beginning 80s mall scene, right? The scene that I'm not a big fan of, this scene right here. When you look past that, well, here's the thing. I shouldn't say you have to look past it because you shouldn't have to look past anything in a movie. But by the time we got towards the middle and the end of that movie, I had already forgotten about that scene.
Yeah.
I thought Kristen Wiig did a great job with the character of Cheetah. Absolutely. I liked how when, early on, she was actually allies with Diana. And when Diana finally brought up the fact that, hey, we have to stop Maxwell Lord and recant all of our wishes, that's when she realized, like, whoa, hey, wait a minute now. Hey, hell no.
Right.
I ain't gonna give up all this coolness. And then she turned into where is she at? Into this Cheetah. That's a bad picture. There isn't a lot of good pictures of Cheetah out there because I think it's still too new.
Just pretend.
Just pretend. Use your imagination. And but overall, though, I thought all four characters did a great job in this movie. Pedro Pascal really kicked ass. Yes. I liked Chris Pine's portrayal of Steve Trevor in this movie. I thought his interactions with Gal were really good. They were really well balanced, and I thought they did a great job together. But I thought Pascal probably out of all the actors did the best. And they actually gave him he had a lot of dialogue and a lot of lines that he had to put out. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, he's just the bad guy who shows up in certain scenes. Like he had a huge presence in the movie, and he did a great job, in my opinion. What did you think of Pascal?
He was a highlight of the film for me. Like, I really felt like he was a deconstruction of Donner's Lex Luthor, because from the get-go he wasn't just just this bumbling oaf who's sort of a maniacal genius, but he's got this guy Pascal played Lord is like this sleazy businessman, and for all of my movie buffs who are watching, he really did remind me of Leo DiCaprio's character in Wolf of Wall Street. Just like this super energetic, businessman who's like, hey, I believe in you, believe in me, and we're going to make things happen. But it's just like, that greed is good 80s style is like the further we go, the further he gets, more and more. You touched on it earlier. It's like, what was he going to do with all this power? And I think that's honestly the most interesting thing about a villain is when you start asking what's going to happen when they have all this power.
Exactly.
And he didn't know. He didn't know what to do. He was just like, I don't know, but I want more. Well, all the oil, like that's so awesome.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He just said his whole premise was, I want more, but he did a good job though. I liked his portrayal of the character. I like how he started from basically just being like a con artist that wanted success so badly. And I also liked how at one point, remember guys, this is your warning. This is a spoiler video. Yes. So we're going to spoil the movie if you haven't seen it yet, which if you haven't seen it yet, guys, log on to HBO Max, get an account, watch the movie, go to the theater and watch it.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Watch the movie.
Why wait so long? Otherwise Diana's going to come after you with the lasso of truth, and she's going to make you talk.
The lasso of Hastia compels you to reveal the truth.
And the truth is that I actually liked it. I really did. Look, at the end of the day, I'm going to support Gal and Patty Jenkins and Zach, who's the producer of this movie. But like I said, I thought there were a lot of cool things, that were done in this movie. But I do think that you're looking at a movie that was put together with a lot of heads kind of in the mix when it came to the storyline. But I felt like as the movie went on, it became more of Patty's movie and less of Jeff Johns and Warner Brothers and everybody else.
Yeah, you could tell. You could absolutely tell. Like, I think after they go, or basically after they find Maxwell Lord, on his little mission to get all the oil and stuff, I think that's when it starts to become more Patty's story. Yeah, more than anything. Like it just the beats of the first Wonder Woman film. It's all there. Yeah, it's all there.
I'm sorry, I'm playing with these new themes. They have the bubble and the block. I was like, what the hell? And these are new.
Both are fun.
Both are very fun. I'm going to go with the bubble because bubbles are fun.
Right, and that's very 80s.
That's very 80s. Exactly. There we go. So Jacob Ludi writes, oh no, he's talking to Rasha. Never mind. Okay, where was it? Here it is. Jacob Ludi writes, I thought the Golden Eagle armor would have gave Wonder Woman a power boost. Turns out it didn't do much at all, really. It really didn't. I mean, she used it for armor. With Cheetah, okay, this is what I don't get. So, what's her name? The original Wonder Woman, the actress name,
Linda Carter.
Linda Carter, okay, who plays Artemis. Is that right? Is it
Asteria.
No. Asteria. God.
See, I got you.
So, Asteria, who, when she stays there to take on the armies while the Themyscirians or the Amazons run away to Themyscira and to go hide. I think that's what was happening. She stayed there and took on all the whole army was hitting her, right? And could do nothing. But yet you're telling me that Cheetah is able to basically just like rip through the armor like it's tinfoil? I don't get that. I was kind of like, okay, the whole army couldn't do it, but she can, I guess, because she's a superhero. Because I guess she's as strong as Wonder Woman because she wanted to be, she wanted to be as strong as Wonder Woman, as Diana. So I guess she would have her abilities or her powers. I hate that picture. This actually is a better picture, I think. Look at the tongue out and everything.
I mean, that's very similar to how she was in the film.
It was. Jeffrey the Snake Johns. Yeah, there he is. The cast did the best they could considering this dreadful script and editing. Now, you see, I think that they had issue with the editing because of the fact that you had different people who wanted to kind of steer this movie in a different direction. Now, we heard way back when that Grace Randolph was saying how this was going to be a Flashpoint movie. right? So if that were true, okay, so let's say at one point that was being considered, you could imagine that this movie would take place not in 1984, but maybe it takes place in current day. And then they use the Dreamstone as a way of creating a new timeline. You know what I mean? Like reversing everything. So like that's why, and even if that wasn't considered, I could see how somebody could speculate that that's what they're doing based on where the DCU was at, a year and a half, 2 years ago. But I'm glad they didn't do that. However, I did kind of feel like, Aaron, at the end when, remember, guys, I don't know how many times I'm going to say this in this video. This is a spoiler video, so if you haven't seen it yet, don't watch. But anyway, I felt like at the end when she convinced him to give up, to renounce, that's the word she used, renounce his wish. I didn't like how everybody else had to renounce their wish as well. I felt like it should be like kind of like with vampires. Like if you kill the head vampire, the rest of them aren't. Yeah. And that's kind of how I felt like that's how it should have been, because it would have made more sense, and that would have led to everyone forgetting that all this ever happened. Like all of a sudden, everything is reversed back to the beginning of the movie, and like everyone's saved again. Because I mean, the world was like about to end, and then all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Oh, well, whatever, that's over with now. It's all good." Because I mean, that was pretty, cataclysmic. I mean, the world was like falling apart. And then, so that was something that I wish they could have kind of went into a little bit more, but it is what it is. What did you think of the ending?
I feel like after rewatching it a third time, by the way, it's kind of, even though it's a very hopeful ending, it's kind of a downer ending because spoilers, guys, because Steve, is out of the picture, and Diana has to kind of come to grips with, she has her entire past is basically behind her. Yes, she should have. She should have absolutely snapped. She should have. Sequel. Let him come back. We can fix that. But it's like, I feel like that ending, it's very hopeful in that, there's a hope for the future of man and all this stuff. But at the same time, this kind of makes sense of where her mindset would be in BVS, because it's like she's seen the world, on the brink of war. She's seen how greedy man is. It's the same crap that was in World War I and World War II and everything that she's been through. She's just like, whatever. I'm just gonna live my life, because that's what I got from the ending. It's like, I'm Wonder Woman. I'm gonna live my life. Man is gonna continue to screw up. It is what it is. Oh well. La di da di da. I wonder if there are other gods out there. Maybe Linda Carter's around. She's gonna teach me something in Wonder Woman 3, which I really hope happens. Come on, Patty, please.
I think they're definitely going to explore that. But even if they didn't bring back Linda Carter for the third one, to me, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
They just kind of threw it out there like, hey, guess what? And I mean, to quote my good friend Ryan from Zebrafet, it was a cute mid-credit. It was kind of, that's cool. Whatever, however, we did learn in this movie that Diana can fly.
Yeah.
Okay, so at first I thought, how the hell are they gonna? And I realized, wait a minute, no, it's fine, because you know what? In BVS, because now we know that Justice League is not canon anymore at all.
Right.
So because of that, in Justice League, in BVS, it makes sense that she could fly, because when she explains how she got from the airport to the port of Gotham in like a matter of minutes to take on that blast for Batman. So that would make a lot more sense on how she got there, because she was able to fly. And to me, that makes more sense. What did you think about her flight scene?
That flight scene, one of the big, epic flight scene. Loved the use of Adiago in D minor. That is like some of my favorite piece of music. I could definitely pick. I don't know if that was Patty or Jeff. At this point, I'm like, whatever. But I could really tell that was a nod to, that first Superman film in '78, where Clark and Lois are flying in the air, holding hands. I could tell that was a lot of inspiration for that. And I think honestly that was earned at this point for Diana because, you know, like you said, it goes right into how she got to defend Batman and BVS. And I feel like, you know, up to that point, her losing everything, it just made, yes, exactly. She was falling with style. You're right. Yeah, she said to infinity and beyond. She fell with style. She listened to Steve's voice through a quantum leap kind of thing. And yeah, they did Prodigy. You're right about that. But,
yeah,
you know, I think
right.
it was
People
earned.
did expect the BBS tie-in, but I mean,
Right.
I don't see how you can really do that unless
that was
he has a paper that shows the death of the Waynes. You know what I mean? That's kind of
right.
like, oh, okay, that's
Well,
cool.
I mean, we did have Beautiful Lie playing.
Now that's another thing too, because to me, as good as everybody did in their roles, because look, as flawed as the story was at times, I thought all of them did an amazing job.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They all brought it. They all gave it 110%. But in my opinion, the MVP of the entire movie was this guy right here, Mr. Hans Zimmer.
Yes,
because his score was incredible. That it literally carried the movie the entire time. For me, at least, it really carried the movie, and it gave the movie more weight. It gave me just a harsher sense of gravity. It was so good. I really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, you could feel the emotion just in the chords. Like even when Diana got snatched up, you know, when she was a child, you know, and the music just went like you could feel all of that, and just Cheetah doing what she does best, and you know, basically making Diana feel like she's this big. It's that whole you basically told the story just in music from like it was good. Yeah, the lighting was a little it was a little but
well, Varsity writes, dumb question. I just watched this. Was the lightning lasso scene in it? Yes, it was.
Yes.
But see, now the lightning wasn't coming from her. It was coming from the wishes that were being granted from Pedro Pascal when he was at the big satellite place talking to everybody. Now, apparently, if you stand in the middle of the light that a satellite produces, you can talk to everybody on TV.
Yes, that's how it works.
If that's true, then DirecTV, I have some gripes with you that I gotta take up with you.
I need a massive overhaul on my bill.
So what I thought was this. I thought at the end of the movie this was going to happen, that she was going to do the same thing, do the lasso around his ankle, and do all that. And then I thought that he was going to see his son and be like, Alistair. And then he's going to be like, Dad, where are you? And then like all of a sudden he looks over like, and then he gets hit by a car, but you don't see him get hit. You just see a car coming. All of a sudden it's like, he's like, oh! And she's like, you need to stop. And then at that point I thought he would like really flip out and be like, I will not stop. I want all of it. You know, get really mad. And then she realizes that she has no choice, but she has to kill him. And then that's when she goes and breaks his neck, or however they do it.
Because I mean, they kind of set that up when she did that with Cheetah. And she's like, I have no choice, and electrocuted her in the water. It's like Diana's like, I see how people are. I got no choice.
Exactly, but she didn't die though. Like at the end, you saw her like looking out like, oh, and she didn't recant her wish either. So she didn't follow along with everybody else.
That's right.
That was a bad take, Cheetah. Let's see. Andrew writes, if she can turn invisible, why didn't she do it to save Superman and BB? Well, I mean, I don't. Andrew, I don't know.
Because she didn't want to. Let's just say that.
I mean, did she really have time? I mean, look. I mean, this is what happened.
Oh shit.
So, I mean, you could see right there. I mean, if she was flying in, and it makes sense. But I was wondering, like, where the hell did she come from? Because the building behind him is like, it's not very much higher than where he's at because it got devastated already. So it makes sense that she flew in And that's when she landed. Bam! When she saw him like getting attacked, she's like, "Oh shit!" She dropped down. I was like, shh. So yeah, I mean, I don't think she had time to be like, "Oh, let me get this."
Right. Let me just make some disappearing magic work.
Exactly.
No.
That did not happen. It did not happen.
If she did that in that scene, if she did that in the Kal-El No scene, maybe things would be different. Maybe things would be different.
Maybe she could have changed the future. Also, the invisible jet was neat.
Yes.
I thought that. Okay, now going back to that, I thought it was very clever the way they integrated the invisible jet because it wasn't like a permanent fixture. Like, oh, now she has that for the rest of her Wonder Woman. No, she just made that ship invisible, the jet. Now, granted, look, you're talking about traveling from Washington D.C. all the way to Cairo, Egypt, and then back in an invisible jet on one tank of gas, or did they fill up when they got to Egypt? I don't know, but some of the things like that, you just kind of have to be like, look, whatever. I don't know. It's the same as in like the Dark Knight Rises. You're telling me that when after he broke Christian Bale, or after he broke Bruce Wayne's back, he flew all the way to the pit to tell him that, like, oh, you have my permission to die, and then flew all the way back to Gotham. And he got through
because he could.
Yeah, it's like, come on, no,
because he could.
Because he could. The mother box isn't affected by magic. What are we talking about?
That's true. That's true.
What's up, Mel Siggy? Yeah, she even says the score was really good. The score was great.
Yes.
Guys, if you haven't done so yet, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification button so you guys are notified of all the new content that I put out. I try and do a video every night, but sometimes I don't get to it because I just have work and life and whatever. But we are live right now, and if you guys can, do me a huge favor and tweet out the link to this show on social media to let everybody know that we're live and we're talking about Wonder Woman 84 with Aaron from Moldiversity. Say hi, Aaron. Say hi.
Hola. How are you doing?
So let's see. Headcanon, anti-life, attack, whatever. Rasha's getting really into this right now. At Kubi Malik, there it is. Immediately forgotten about that. Oh, Kubi had a point earlier. LA Prodigy writes, knowing Cheetah's origin and her curse, thoughts on her alternate outcome in the film. It's known Cheetah can never be human again, and her curse is with her forever. Yeah, I mean, but you figure that was in the 80s, so where the hell has she been for the past 20 years?
Right. And if she and my thing is, since she didn't, renege her wish, even though her cheetah form was taken away, she was still obviously like Diana. So does that mean she's going to age as slow as Diana? Does that mean maybe she's given?
Think so. I think that's a very good point, Aaron. Because now she's more like Diana, so she's as strong as she is. See, I flexed my muscle. She's as strong as she is, and she would probably, age like her as well. So now she's gonna live on forever. But now, what this does do is it leaves you open for. Now you can have yet another Wonder Woman movie that would take place before BVS, and now you can have the Wonder Woman against Cheetah, which could actually lead to a cameo of Lex Luthor, because then she, at the end she would be like, maybe it's Cheetah who tells her like, he has your picture, by the way. You know what I mean? Like, what?
I could see that, and honestly,
BVS, like, I get it now. Now we're here.
Ooh, I like that, and like honestly, Lex could probably find a way to give her some serum to become a cheetah, or maybe Cersei, pops in, gives her the curse of the cheetah.
Maybe, but now that she has been established, you can definitely have a movie that takes place in the 90s.
Absolutely see
whatever,
that.
And then, or actually, no, I don't think you do 90s at this point. I think you would just do like early 2000s. Yeah. That way, you can look kind of modern and not have to like worry about we got to make them look like 90s and shit. Because then it's kind of like kind of gimmicky, But I think that would work, guys. Everyone in the chat, what do you guys think? Should we see a Wonder Woman 3 set in the early 2000s, where she confronts Cheetah one more time, which would then kind of direct connect right into BVS? Because in BVS, she was already there to try and get that photograph back. So we never knew how we got it in the first place. So maybe this movie would describe how that happened. So just an idea. I renounce my wish for. Okay, there we go. it's kind of screwed up, but like there was a guy on Twitter. Let me see if I can find it. And I saved this tweet because I was like, no effing way. But let me see if I can find it. It was jeez, I think I sent it to myself. It was really. Is this it here? No. I don't know where it's at. But anyway, there was a tweet that was out there, and what it said was, so basically, if everybody got a chance to wish this, to make their wish, wouldn't Bruce Wayne have wished for his parents to come back?
Oh yeah, Walt said that.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're saying that he actually wished them to be gone again. I was like, oh.
And see, and like I told my crew at Multiversity, I was like, so then I guess you could say for Bruce, this was a beautiful lie.
Yeah,
huh.
It was.
How about that?
Lie. Yeah, there you go. The story had no consistency because it was written like a comic strip, not a film screenplay, and it kind of was. But overall,
I can argue that it's written like an '80s film screenplay.
Yes, I think so. And a lot of people had a problem with the way that the guys were kind of gawking at Diana. But you got to remember too, that this is a timepiece. So like in the 80s, right, guys could do that, and there wasn't a big like, hey, you can't talk to a girl like that.
Right, very cocky.
It's a very different era. And to be honest, some people thought that was kind of weird. I actually thought that was kind of funny. I was just like, oh, that's pretty funny.
That was great. Like just seeing her turn down every guy, just like, no, thank you. No, I'm good. I mean, and isn't that what we want to see?
Be like, hey, what's going on? Like you're gorgeous.
Right.
What's up, Igor? You got Igor Snowden here in the house. Now that Cheetah is established, we hope that she'll get better CGI next. Oh, Joker, that's not nice.
Kal-El, no.
That's not nice. Don't
very
say that.
Jokerish of you.
Yeah, very Jokerish of you. But let's see. What was that other thing I wanted to bring up? I'd like to be set in more. Yeah, I mean, I a lot of us would more in a current time. So
I can, and now that you say it, I can honestly see it set like right in, and this would actually make everything come together if you set the Wonder Woman 3 around the big Metropolis event. While that's like the movie could honestly end, with her defeating Cheetah and finding out there's a picture of her. But then while she goes to Metropolis to find Lex, the event happens, and it's like, oh, okay, this all wraps up nicely.
Yeah, like maybe when she arrives there, because obviously she's probably going. Oh no, well she flew a plane. She flew in a plane there.
Mm-hmm.
When she gets out of the plane, that's when it's like total devastation, and she's like,
right.
What the hell?
Right, I could totally see that.
It's like, and then you realize, like, oh, this is Metropolis when it got attacked. Like, oh, that's awesome.
So DC, if you're listening, Nicotine and I, let's write Wonder Woman 3.
Yeah.
Like, come
on.
We
just gave you a head start.
Yes.
Should Wonder Woman 3 be set before BBS or after BBS and Justice League Snyder? I think it should be set before BBS. Mm-hmm. However, I don't think we're going to get another Wonder Woman for quite a while because, look, Gal is doing Cleopatra with Patty Jenkins. Patty's doing Rogue Squadron for Disney. I think if we're going to see more Gal, it's going to be in Justice League 1, Justice League 2, and Justice League 3. In the Justice League series is when we're going to see more Gal, and we're going to see her in The Flash as well. That's been announced that she will make a cameo in The Flash. And we know that, we don't know, but I'm saying, and she might even show up in the rumored Ben Affleck's Batman series or movie. So you're going to see a lot of Wonder Woman. So I think, but it doesn't matter how much longer it takes. You can always have that movie take place, Wonder Woman 3, take place a year before BBS.
Absolutely.
It would still work. So yeah, I think that would be pretty awesome. And she could leap far in Wonder Woman 1. She learns how to fly in the 80s. She uses it BBS exactly. Yeah, and we saw that in this scene right here.
Oh shit.
I mean, to me, it looked like she flew down, like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
definitely.
So that made a lot of sense to me. Now, here's the other thing too: is that look, there were a lot of kind of plot holes and flaws in the story. My question to you, Aaron, is that do you think that in this day and age, because the fact that, I mean, for the most part, I think people want a more fleshed out story. They crave more of like a series that they can binge watch or watch it week by week that has more detail and as the story is more fleshed out. Do you think that this movie suffers from it not being a series? Because I mean, we saw a lot of people questioning parts of the story, like, well, when did she learn how to do that? You know, the making the ship disappear, and you know, there's a lot of things that they kept bringing up. And while if it was like a TV show, then they would have had time to explain all that.
I think it could work. I do think it could work as a series, you know, and it could utilize, you know, the HBO Max platform, kind of like Netflix. But honestly, you know, that comes down to you know, just the script. That comes down to, you know, a lot of these plot holes that, you know, people have picked apart and kind of seen, including myself. It just comes down to, you know, little very, and I mean super tiny lack of details. But at the end of the day, you know, there was a setup, there was an explanation, even though for my film nerds, exposition, you know, there was a lot of exposition thrown around to kind of, you know, especially with her learning how to make things disappear. I think maybe not a series, but we could have used like a tie-in, something like maybe even as far as to kind of explain some of that stuff. There could have been a line from Hippolyta in, you know, the opening scene, you know, about, oh, you know, the gods used to make things disappear. I wonder if Diana's doing that. It's something like that.
Yeah,
it could have been. It's very, very minor issues, but the way I see it is just like there were plot holes in Man of Steel. Very minor though. Very minor.
Frank says the Mandalorian has plot holes. A series wouldn't solve those issues, but it gives you more content to kind of, you know, fill in the blank. Right. But here's the thing, though, is that I think that, you know, when you break down the issues with the movie, okay, one. Now everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but in my opinion, I thought the mall scene, I didn't like it. I thought it was a little too cheesy. I know they were going for the 80s vibe, but I just didn't like it.
Sure.
You know, the guys, you know, like rotating, you know, spinning on the rim of the drum. I thought was like, what is this? And you know, the guy grabs a little girl and he's like, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. It's like, that's not going to prevent you from going back, you idiot.
Right.
What would have worked is if you would have ran and ran away to escape, you know, getting caught, not holding a girl. What are they going to do? Like, okay, go ahead and just get out of here then. You know, no, come on. Man.
Yeah, I think it was just, you know, to kind of show that we're, you know, it's letting the audience know we're having multiple tones. You know, the tone reminded me, like, as far as that scene, not saying anything. Let me preface this, people. I'm not saying anything about one of my faves, but you know, it reminded me a bit of Aquaman, in terms of like the, you know, the not campy, but you know, kind of this, you know, true to form, you know, comic booky, you know, style, because that it was
and that's what it was. I think because he had some say in it, that's where we got that kind of campy, kind of cheesy parts in both Aquaman and in Wonder Woman 84. And look, if Jeff Johns was still a part of this DCEU, I mean, this is what we're going to get. We're going to get, you know, bright colored hope and optimism. And I get where he's going with that. You know, like this, like, oh, come on. But I mean, it's just, to me, you know, letting Patty run, and you could see that, like I was saying earlier, you could tell that as the movie went on, it seemed like it was more and more of Patty's movie. But there were some plot holes. Okay, so the mall scene I didn't like. I also didn't like how the Dreamstone was in a jewelry store that was a front for a black market artifact smuggling heist. I don't even know what it was.
They had to get the movie going.
They had to get it going, but I felt like they could have easily have done that in
Right.
a much better way. Like even the what is it? The scene from
The
Justice League.
lasso of Hestia compels you.
Like those guys, that would have been a better way to introduce the Dreamstone.
Mhm.
That scene, like like they were trying to capture that, or she came across it. I don't know.
Right.
They could have been done a little bit better to introduce that Dreamstone. They just kind of showed up. But and there were some things here and there. Like I didn't like how Pedro Pascal didn't. Whoa, hello. That was weird. Everything like shook. I don't know what that was. I got like a. Anyway, sorry. The whole picture like flickered on my computer. I was like, "Whoa!"
It's the Dreamstone.
It's the Dreamstone. But I didn't like how Pedro Pascal didn't have any consequences for his actions. At the end, he didn't get arrested. He didn't die. He just found his son. Spoilers. He found his son who came out of the woods like, Dad! And he's like, I'm sorry, I'm a loser. He's like, you'll never lose your mind. I'm paraphrasing. But, I felt like there should have been a consequence for him.
Yeah. That I do. Yeah. See, this comes from us being spoiled off of some predecessors. I think. I really think this just came down to, maybe polishing that script just a little. And this is coming from all love. Well, I mean, GJ did what he thought he had to do, And let me just say this as see, I'm a writer, and unfortunately, I share a birthday with Jeff. So I think I understand, where he's coming from, but it's like, whatever Pat, even if we do say most of, if not all of this was Patty's choice, the way some of these scenes were handled, I think she was trying to show that everyone is their own villain, in some way, because even Diana, was, with her very bratty attitude from childhood, even to the point where she didn't want to give up Steve, and she was willing to sacrifice everything for herself in health wise. But yeah, I would say, it could have used maybe, just a little more polish for some consequences. It did. It did feel kind of hollow, but once again, I'll just go back to that, and this is just me spitballing here. It's like Diana could easily say he didn't get any consequences, the president get any consequences, the whole world, no consequences. So, that's just human nature. And unfortunately, if we go there, that is what, there are a lot of really awful people who, aren't seeing justice at the moment, and that's how it is. But yeah, I would have liked to see, him go to jail. I would have liked to see Max go to jail or even get his neck snapped, but, we would have had a Zod 2.0 discourse.
Yeah, that's the only thing. It would have been a Zod 2.0, or I mean, they could have come up with a better way of doing it.
Yeah.
I just think at the end, I mean, how do you move on from there? I mean, is he going to come back in a later movie? I'd probably not. So, would he learn his lesson? Now after this, he went on to be a douchebag for the rest of his life. Like, oh, I'm just a loser, whatever. I'm gonna get a job at Burger King. I'm done with all this, fake oil. LA Prodigy writes, it would have been a ton more interesting if Barbara found the stone in the Amazon, like on Themyscira. That would have been better. I think. I also feel like it would have been better if, when she started to fly. Look, the fact that she had the golden armor in her office the entire time. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but out of all the plot, the story mishaps, to me that was bad. And to me, because look, she has the armor in her office, which is like, well, where'd she get that from? How'd she find that? You're not even gonna talk about that? And then she leaves DC and is flying to get Pedro Pascal, to go attack Maxwell Lord. And all of a sudden she has the armor on. So what, did she turn around like, oh wait, let me go back. Let me go get my armor. She had
it in her apartment. And she just like, hey, Steve.
Was it her apartment or the office?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was in. Ooh, I watched this thing 3 times, Aaron. You should.
Damn.
I think it was in her apartment because she was telling Steve about it. See, now I really hope someone in the chat.
I think it was her office because it was wrapped up. Remember?
Right,
like,
and then so she just. I guess she just felt like she needed it. I mean, she was very weak, and I think she was hoping that it was going to prevent her from getting her butt whooped, but obviously it didn't happen.
I mean, it still looked really cool though.
Right.
So Rel writes, what gets me was all those glowing and positive reviews. They all deserve to get the side eye from everyone. What? Well, I mean, look, it got good reviews early on, and then now it's not getting very good reviews at all. But I just think that it had a lot of flaws. But overall, though,
right.
I mean,
it was still a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, here we go. I guess you're right. Apartment. So
thank you.
Yeah, so you are the winner for that one. But what was I gonna say? But yeah, no, I just felt like it would have been a lot cooler, in my opinion, if when she left, when she was flying, when she learned how to fly, if you go over and you see Pedro Pascal doing his thing, or I should say Maxwell Lord doing his thing at that satellite center, and the next scene was her like landing in Themyscira, and then that's
what. No, see, I personally, when the trailers came out, I thought her riding the lightning was her going back to Themyscira to get that suit. You can ask anybody on Twitter. I swore that was going to happen, and she was going to have to like fight the Amazons in some way because they'd be like, Diana, you can't come back to this island. We told you that. that.
See, I thought she'd be able to show up there, and they'd be like, you got to come back, like. But hey, I need something, and then she goes, "Here, take this. This is the armor of Asteria." You know what I mean? And then she's like, "Yeah." And then she shows up, on the island with the big satellite, and she's like ready to rock. Like, okay, cool. She got it from the Amazons. It's badass. So I mean, it didn't go that way, unfortunately.
Right.
But it is what it is. The fight with Cheetah I thought was pretty good.
That was so awesome.
Some complained that it was too short. I thought it was good. Regardless,
I think it was a decent length. But once again, I'm just gonna keep saying that this is we've been fed very well, with that Zod and Clark fight. Yeah, it did feel like the Spider-Man.
And Andrew Casali,
but I like Spider-Man, so
yeah, so do I. And Andrew Casali is our resident Spider-Man fanatic. So he's always a real Spider-Man. Franklin Tyrus writes, I feel like if anyone didn't like Wonder Woman 84, then they shouldn't like Aquaman or Thor Ragnarok. It's true. I mean, they all had that kind of like campy cheesiness to it, and that's why. Look, like I said, I like the movie. There were some things that I think they could have done differently. Like at the end of the day, I wish they would have killed Maxwell Lord. His son, Alistair. I mean, he yelled that kid's name so many times. At the end of the day, Alistair would have been an orphan, but it would have been the price that he had to pay.
If that did happen, and once again, I was talking to the crew earlier. I was like, if in some way, Pedro's Maxwell Lord goes nuts or dies or whatever, Alistair could easily just use Maxwell Lord as a code name, and we could see him in 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really think, and this would kind of pick, like, I really do believe that consequences should be the theme of the DC universe. And I do think, we just didn't get as many consequences in this film that we should have. But at the same time, her losing Steve, in honest, if arguably a worst way, I think that was a good chunk of, her learning some sort of lesson, on a pretty grand scale, because it's less of, physical and more, like breaking her spirit at that point.
Oh, look who's here. It's Jonia David.
Oh my God. Wow. Oh my God.
So happy to see you. Jonia says, I think all of this is channeling that cheesy 80s adventure story. I think that's why the fighting was so light, and why some of the ending was soft. Yeah, no, and I agree. I just thought that look, you can still kind of have that 80s feel, but I thought that opening fight scene in the mall was just a little too cheesy. It was like, okay, now you're taking it a little too far. But overall, though, like I said, I liked the movie. I mean, and I would watch it again. But here's my question, and for everyone in the chat, and for you, Aaron, the next question I want to ask is, if now that you've seen Wonder Woman 84, and did you see it on HBO Max or did you see it in the theater? On HBO Max. And so did I. After seeing this movie, would you want, like, after seeing it, did you say, you know what, I need to see this in the theater and I'm gonna go pay money for
that? I definitely did at the the climax of the film where she's got the lasso around his leg. That, I think that was the moment I said to myself, even the first time watching, I was like, I need to see this in theaters, with the music just, hitting me in the face. Cause that really, like, to sound like Martin Scorsese, that was cinema.
Yeah. But I mean, it was this, the chiseledness felt like Batman and Robin a little bit, not to that extent, I don't think. But
I would say, if anything, the cheesiness was, and not even cheesy, because I don't want to use that word for what's about to come out of my mouth, but it kind of felt like Indiana Jones and A New Hope in terms of everything being wrapped up in a nice bow, that big adventure story.
Yeah. What the hell? Oh, sorry. Anyway. Sorry, I was picking something over. Yeah, no, I agree. It had the Indiana Jones type of feel to it, where it's a big adventure, and at the end it has a message. And but like I said, I think that there should have been a consequence for Maxwell Lord, and at the end he kind of got away with it.
Yeah,
and he got his son back. Either he dies, or unfortunately the son has to die. Or something where you're like, yeah, what you did was wrong, and you should never do it again, because wanting all that power doesn't lead, to success. But at the end, he got away with it, and because of that, I'm sorry, but I think that part of the movie bullshit.
Come on, don't bullshit me. Bullshit. 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 Bullshit.
I mean, I'm sorry. It really was. Yes, major Indiana Jones vibes. Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely got the Indiana Jones vibes. That was actually a very good comparison. So Pedro Pascal's Maxwell Lord died. His son could use his name and bring...
Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying.
That would have been good. That would have been really good. And the fact that he died and the son was left an orphan, then it could have been like, dun, 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 you know what I mean?
Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, that would have been awesome.
Where he's just like, or even if he gets adopted by, like, the Wayne, adoption, something has to do with the Waynes, and you're like, oh, shit, okay, here we go.
That would be kind of cool.
Rasha, that's another reason I thought the 80s genre mimicry. What was it? Mimicry?
Yes.
I think I said that right. Back then, we still felt like everybody was good and would learn their lesson.
Oh, yeah. And see, jumping off of that, it's like everyone, I feel like the contrast is that even though everyone basically said, I recount my wish, did they really, like, everyone got what they wanted, but they lost what they had. It was the monkey paw. Well, I would say it wasn't a family-friendly film, because it was a very downer idea that, you're, especially for Christmas. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Now that I'm saying this out loud, oh wow, that's not a good message. It's like, yeah, your wish is great and all, but what are you going to lose? What are you going to lose from it?
Jonita asks, do y'all think Cheetah will be back?
I hope so.
Oh, I definitely think so. Cheetah will be back, because it ain't easy being
with the shades. With the shades
that's hung out on a surfboard.
Yep.
Cheetah will be back.
Yep.
For sure.
She's gonna ride in on that surfboard. She's gonna knock Diana out. Lex is gonna be like, we need the dangerously hot version of Cheetah, where she's like red fur, all of it. It's gonna be great. I already see it.
So Frank asks, what's your guys' DCEU ranking now with Wonder Woman 84? Aaron, why don't you go first on that one?
Oh boy. Okay. BVS is number one, obviously. I would say Man of Steel is number two. I'm gonna put Wonder Woman 1 at number 3 and 84 at 4 because I feel like, actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch it just because I really like how it was handled. So I'm gonna put 84 at 3 just because I even though there were some issues that I have with it, I did like that whole dynamic. I'm gonna put Aquaman at 4 because I loved it. I'm gonna go ahead and put Wonder Woman 1 at 5 because I've seen that movie so many times. Yeah, and that's my top 5
too.
And then Shazam is number 6 because it's great.
Right.
It's great.
And then finishing off the list would be what? After that,
I don't know what would there be. Is there another movie? I don't think there are any other movies out.
Suicide Squad.
We're using that film because I don't think that counts because there was a mandate on that.
There was
a mandate on that. I don't think we're counting that, but yeah, I would go ahead. Yeah, I put Suicide Squad down there just because I haven't seen the Ayer cut, and I'm glad that's all of the DCU films that came out. I can't wait for Zack's Justice League. I'm so ready for that. Yeah, I mean, the fact that they released the trailer for that 3 years ago, that shows how much faith they had in that.
What's up, Fear Jason? Good to have you here, buddy. We got Ifie in the chat as well. It was cheesy. Let's say it as this, to be honest. That's the kind of film some people wanted anyway. I love DCU being dark as Zack made it. Yeah, I mean, look, we all like that dark.
Right. We all want the dark.
I mean, not every film is going to be the same way. So at the end of the day, it's
honestly, that's how Zack, set it up. He did say he wanted everyone to have their own little, DNA on it.
Right. And Frank writes, I'm kind of glad they scrapped the Legion of Doom plans for cheating. Yeah, and that's what they were going to do.
Yeah.
They were going to do the whole Legion of Doom and have Lex Luthor and Deathstroke and all those guys come together and take on the Justice League in a really cheesy fashion, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But if you had to ask me about the question that Frank posed earlier about the order, mine would be BVS.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just gonna say it, even though I haven't seen it yet. Zack Snyder's Justice League will be number 1.
Yes.
And then BVS, and then Man of Steel, and then Wonder Woman 84. I mean, not 84. Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman. Aquaman, Wonder Woman 84. After that, Suicides. Oh no. Yeah, just for what it was, Suicide Squad, Shazam, Birds of Prey, and then at the very bottom was John.
Why did you say that name?
Yeah, that's it.
How could I forget Birds of Prey? Oh my gosh.
See,
Kathy,
I know.
I'm sorry.
Kathy,
I'm sorry. Whoa, sir.
No.
A little bit. I mean, you forgot about it.
It was because I was in the heat of the moment of trying to act like a movie doesn't exist. So can I
don't ever want to see it again.
let me replace my Suicide Squad at number 7. Put that down. Let's put Birds of Prey right there, and we'll call it. We'll keep it going.
We'll keep it going. And your number one. Your number 1's actually this movie right here.
Snyder Cut.
That is absolutely 100% correct.
And we haven't even seen it yet. It's crazy. So Birds of Prey gets no love.
Joe, I gave it. I will take the L. I'll take the L.
At least I kept it on my list. Okay, Aaron had to kind of had to put it in there, but it was on my list. But unfortunately, I did think those other films were better movies than. And I don't think Birds of Prey is a terrible movie, but I do think the ones I listed were better than Birds of Prey. But then again, remember now we're talking about Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 84, and a lot of Aquaman. That was during the whole Jeff Johns era of the DCEU, and none of that was any good. I mean, you can see, you saw when he was a part of it, and now we're going to move away from that finally, which is going to be great. First Wonder Woman was better than 84. They are both enjoyable movies, and they are. You never forget Adam West. No, you don't.
True.
Rest in peace as well. We saw that already. Birds of Prey and Woman 84 are equally 5.5. Oof. Shazam is great, very rewatchable. It is. And and for Shazam, a lot of people gave that one a lot of heat because they said, "Oh, it was real cheesy, it was kind of MCU-ish." But the storyline for Shazam was based on Shazam from New 52, and if you read New 52 Shazam, that's exactly how it was. Right. I mean, they're kids crying out loud. I mean, you can't really make it that much darker, I mean, I'm sure you could, but I mean, I don't think you need.
But do we need to? Yeah,
that one kind of had to have. But if Shazam ever crossed paths with Snyder's Justice League team, it's gonna be a little interesting to see how the dynamic goes. But that's even if they even do that, we don't even know. Yeah. Let's see. Like Shazam, great family film, and Rel's like, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, no, I like Shazam. I thought it was good. So overall, okay. So we're gonna kind of round things out here towards the end of the show. So Aaron, out of 1 out of 10, what would you give Wonder Woman 1984?
1 out of 10, I would give it like an 8.5.
8.5.
I honestly would give it 8.5.
I would give it an 8, and the reason why is because I still think that there was a lot of mismatching going on because of different tones, and there was some of that story that didn't really make much sense,
right?
Or there was plot holes. I could say. So because of that, I would give it an 8, maybe even a 7.5, but I'll stay with an 8 for now because I did like the movie. In fact, when I go inside, I'm probably going to watch it again. Sandberg said it was New 52 at that point on. So yeah, like I said, if you read New 52 Shazam, I mean that's exactly what it was. And that's why I liked it because when I was watching the movie, I was like, oh, this is like New 52. The only difference was that is that Black Adam.
Right.
They run Black Adam, like he meets him right off the bat. I mean, Dr. Sivana or Shavana is present, but he's not the main
Black
villain.
Adam is
Black Adam is the main villain. That's why I was like, well, I thought at first, okay, we're gonna see Black Adam right away, but we didn't. But I understand they wanted to build him up.
Right.
Shazam fit into Snyder's Justice League just as much as Reynolds did. Okay, we won't go there. I enjoy Shazam as it is, a family drama film featuring superheroes. I gave it a 7 out of 10. What's up, James Lex? A solid 6.9 out of 10. Okay, I like the 0.9. Getting some detail in there. Andrew, true, but I did not like Smallville, so I guess if I had to pick someone else, I'd say Brandon Routh. Oh, for Superman, yeah. And yes, Frank, I can't wait for Black Adam either. I think Black Adam.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I am so ready for that.
Now there is. I heard something else about how because now you're gonna have Black Adam going against the Justice League of America, the JLA, and apparently they existed. You know what? At this point, when it comes to DC, I don't think there is a timeline. It's just like a bunch of shit's happening at once, and you figure it out as you go. Shazam in a Justice League scenario would probably be hooded, more mature Shazam, but still quirky. Yeah, well, I mean, he wouldn't have as many lines. I mean, he'd be. Here's the thing, though, is that if you had Shazam in the Justice League, he could be your comic relief.
Right,
and it wouldn't feel forced.
Right, it wouldn't fall on Flash. Right, it would not fall on Flash. Yeah, I could absolutely, especially with him trying to appease, Superman.
What is this? Hold on. Sorry, Jonita. Coop Malik writes, Nicotine Show, are you and Aaron? Wait, hold on. Are you and Aaron wish we could see Thomas Wayne version of Batman? Yeah, I hope we do. I hope we see a Jeffrey D. Morgan as Thomas Wayne's Batman. I definitely want to see that.
Everything. We need it.
Everything. Oh yeah. So Janita writes, my review will have a 4 out of 5. Wonder Woman 84 was fun. Patty gets points for that 90 or 1980s aesthetic experiment, and even with the problems, it still works.
Yeah.
No, and I think it still does work because I mean, there's a lot of charm to it, and there's a lot of character building that it does, which I think does it helps out. It helps the movie out a lot. The fact that they did a lot of character building, and I think it the movie, for me at least, it really helped define Diana as a character even more so.
Yeah.
I mean, already she was established. So when you saw her in in that crappy ass version of Justice League known as Joss,
Why did you say that name?
she was a more established character next to Batman.
Right.
But now this further establishes her character. Excuse me, and Corona, and it makes her a stronger character all the way around. And at the end of the day, instead of having to use her sword or instead of having to use violence,
right,
solve the problem, she was able to logically. Spoilers. Logically, talk him out of it and make him realize his mistakes. I still think the MVP of the movie was Hans Zimmer because his score was absolutely phenomenal. It was an incredible score, and he did a great job. But overall, though, like I said, Aaron, I was going to Andrew Gonzalez. Aaron, do you agree that they all did good?
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, they are. If we go with an 80s aesthetic, they are the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, definitely. Ask Aaron about Black Adam Easter egg and Wonder Woman 84.
Oh my gosh, yes, that was there was
get the damn thing out of the way. Okay.
When they were going to go find Maxwell Lord over in Cairo.
Where was the Easter egg though?
The land it was in the news when they were name dropping spots. That was where Black Adam resides.
Really?
Yeah, and then let's talk about the Easter eggs for a second. I think the most fun for me was Simon Stagg.
Yes.
When I saw that, I was like, okay, so can we set up some Metamorpho? Can we set up some Green Arrow? Can we get like this is even though some people feel some type of way about all those Easter eggs because it's like just cameo, cheesy cameo. I think it sets up a bigger DCEU.
Yes.
We definitely are getting different sides of what is happening, and it just like I did love the reason why I'm not going to say where Black Adam resides because I don't want to sound like an idiot by saying it. It starts with a K. I know that place, it was name dropped, and when I heard that, I was like, oh, okay. So
there it is. Yeah.
Can we get maybe in Black Adam? Can we get a name like name drop of Wonder Woman?
If they did that, then I think it's important that they name drop that city because then it shows it's still within a continuity that's loosely connected.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what they're always saying was that, these movies are loosely connected. And we were like, what the hell does that mean? And I think this is what it means.
Right.
Because like each story is being told and they're loosely connected in the same universe because it's DC. So I think that's pretty cool. The other thing that I want to share with you guys was I didn't get a chance to do this last night, but we did a Secret Santa, and ACS Universe, my friend Anthony, he got me this as a gift. Let me go ahead and blow myself up here.
Oh, that's me.
I'm not even in the stream anymore. There we go. This is it right here.
Nice.
It is the Batmobile. It's a small version of it with a little Batman who can't move his limbs. He's just like a statue. But so what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and open this bad boy up so we can take a look at it. And I'm going to invite Aaron onto the screen. Oh, here we go. There we go. And this is how we're going to kind of end out the show here is me unboxing a toy, which this is my first unboxing. My first unboxing. Here we go. I think I did this wrong. How the hell you open this damn thing? Is it right here? Oh, man. I'm going to have to tear this box apart. I don't understand. There's seams here, and I'm trying to open this like in a very civil way. There we go. There we go.
Awesome.
It's a door. You have a door.
Oh yes, very very Bruce Wayne-esque.
Yeah, Sorry, I almost bumped the child there. Ooh. Grogu. Oh, damn, this thing's tight in here. Okay. My wife was like, "You're making a mess out there." I'm like, "No, I'm not." Let me see. Oh, what? It's screwed down? I have to get a what do you call it? A screwdriver to get that out. I don't have any of that stuff in here right now. So this is a closer look at it. This is really nice.
That is awesome.
So yeah, there is
That is awesome.
Ben Affleck's Batmobile with Batman right there in the tactical suit. So yeah, I will have that on display somewhere. I might have to like prop it up somewhere. I don't know. Not on the cardboard though.
I gotta get me one of those.
Anthony, thank you so much for that gift. I will definitely put that out. I did a horrible job unboxing it, but oh well. I can't see Zachary Levi working with Henry, Ben, Jason, Ray, Ezra, and Gal. Well, who knows? It's loosely connected, but connected, similar to Wayne's satellite in Man of Steel.
Right.
There you go. That's fire. As Anthony would say, that is fire.
It's fire.
Which he was going to be here tonight, but I think it got too late for him, so he just ended up going to bed. And yeah, that's cool. So, guys, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Everyone here in the chat. Aaron, thank you so much for being on here.
Pleasure.
We have to do this again sometime because I mean,
we
had a great discussion. But look, we both agree. We both liked Wonder Woman 84.
Yes.
Were there some parts that could have been improved on? Yes, but overall, though, I think we agree that the message it was sending was a positive message, and I like the movie.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah,
in
absolutely.
Fact, if my wife is asleep when I go inside, I'm probably going to watch it again just so I can kind of rehash the thing. And usually when I watch the movie, well, I shouldn't say usually, but when I watched it the last time, I watched it with my headphones on. And so I had it up super loud. Like,
nice.
So that made a huge difference. And like, hearing the A Beautiful Lie, I mean, that was so perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Although I did think it went on for a little bit too long. I thought that it should have come in to kind of make you aware, like, oh yeah, I see what you're doing there, and then it kind of went away. But instead, it stayed for too long, and it was kind of like, okay, this is still going to be in BBS later, so I don't know why it's still around. But yeah, Batfleck's Batmobile. That's right. Yeah. I was actually going to get a bigger one before, but it didn't work out because I spent a bunch of money on something else, and there went that. It happens. Andre, Twitch, please. What do you mean? You want me to do a Twitch? Oh, you want me to do a watch party for Wonder Woman 84? Is that what you're asking me, Rasha? Please confirm in the chat if that's what you're asking me. Because, that's a really good point, because Thursday is coming up. And so usually what we do here on Nicotina Show's Midnight Run is that every Thursday we do a watch party. Because normally on Thursdays I have the Four Nerds Show, which I'm a part of. Four Nerds, which is on Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. You can catch the Four Nerds Show, #4Nerds. And so usually after that, later on that night, I do a watch party, and we try to figure. Normally, what we were doing was we were doing a Mandalorian watch party, which we did the entire Mandalorian season 2. But now we have to think of something else because Mandalorian's over, and I don't have a show we can watch right now. So maybe we'll do a Wonder Woman 84 watch party. Yes,
that would be nice.
Yes, let's. Yes, please. Hey, maybe we will. And then if we do, Aaron, I'll send you a link in case you're free.
Yeah, definitely.
Normally,
so on for that.
My watch party crew consists of Brian, Master of None, and also Mad Matt Vids, with 2 great guys. And so maybe we'll do that one. I haven't done Wonder Woman yet, though. I remember we talked about, because we did Man of Steel, we did BVS, and then we did Suicide Squad. And then we were going to do Wonder Woman, but then we never got around to it because the Mandalorian started up. So, but you know what? The hell with it. We'll just do Wonder Woman 84. So if I'm able to do it, you guys, I will post it on Twitter, let everybody know that we're going to be doing a Wonder Woman 84 watch party on Twitch. What's this? Watch
Bridgerton. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Oh, you're going to have to watch Multiversity for that.
Oh, okay. So, guys, check that out as well. Is it a show or is that just like a segment?
Yeah, it's a show.
You're like, no, it's not. Oh, okay. I saw it in the cinema, but I can't go again. Yeah. Well, Rasha lives in New Zealand, so over there the theater was open. She was able to go see it. Do all those movies again? Yeah, right. Jacob, you go through all those movies again? How long that took? I still have a family. I still got a wife and kids. I still got to be a father. But But we'll see. We'll see. But if I'm able to do the Wonder Woman 84 watch party, I will let you guys know because this Thursday, usually we do the Four Nerds, but it's New Year's Eve, so I don't know if we're going to do a Four Nerd show. But we're talking about trying to put something together, so maybe we will. If you do how you say it?
Bridgerton.
If you do a Bridgerton watch, I'll be there every day. What is Bridgerton?
You just have to watch. It's on Netflix.
Okay, it's on Netflix. There we go. Okay, I'm like, this is a show that you guys came up with.
Trying to be cryptic, but yeah, no, it's on Netflix. It's a fun show from the trailer I watched, and the group loves it.
All right. Well, I'll definitely check that out, and the rest of you guys should do it as well. Let's see. I missed the watch parties the first time. Oh, you did? God, I had a bunch already too. But like I said, if I do, I will tweet it out there. And then Jacob Ludi, I don't know if you follow me on Twitter. I don't think I follow you on Twitter. If you do, DM me so that I can follow you on Twitter. And then that way you'll be notified of any new streams or shows that we do. I know Aaron Ray follows me. I follow him. You guys check out Multiversity.
Oh, yeah.
And Aaron, where can they find you? And when is Multiversity streaming?
They can find me on Twitter at AaronMichael_J. They can find Multiversity at Multiversity Twitter. You can find us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern live on YouTube.
All right. And there it is. And it's on Sundays, right? No,
Wednesday.
What day is it on? Wednesdays.
Yes.
Okay. I want to watch a watch party for the movie Steel.
I'm down for that. I'm not going to lie.
Release the Nicotina cut. What's that? Whatever it is, I want to see it too.
That's where you unscrew the bottom of the Batmobile.
What's funny about that too is I had a drill in here. I had a power drill in here forever, and I recently just brought it back inside because I was like, "Where's the drill?" Oh, yeah, it's in my studio. So I had to drill a hole in here so I could run an Ethernet cable in here. Anyway, that's a whole other story. But guys, thank you so much for being here. Everyone in the chat, Jonita Davis, Jacob Ludi, Mel Siggy, LA Prodigy, Rasha Taylor, Barcelona, Fear Jason, Andrew Casali, you can call me Joker, and Koopy Malik as well, and everybody else that I brought up earlier, or I didn't say your name. Thank you for being here in the chat. You guys smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell button so that you guys are notified of any new content that comes out on my channel. I try and do a show almost every night as much as I can. Check out Aaron on Moldiversity, which is Wednesdays at
8 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern. The country is what? Bayala?
I still don't know how to pronounce it. Let's just go with whatever you said.
Stop by Moldiversity on YouTube. Definitely do that. It's a great show, and they were part of Deck the Hall of Justice, in which so far, guys, since Sunday, we have raised a little over $11,000 for
awesome.
AFSP, and that's incredible. So it's incredible. So thank you all. The Nicotina cut is your previous DCU watch party. Oh yeah. I'm gonna put it on in one big movie. And guys, thank you so much. Hey, what's up? Crush it on the way out. Yo. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you guys next time. I'm gonna try to be on tomorrow night. If not, definitely stay tuned for Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. with the Four Nerds. What is today anyway? It's Saturday night. I think I'm gonna do one probably tomorrow night. If not, it'll be definitely my usual time will be Monday nights for the midnight run. We'll definitely be back on Monday nights. So you can definitely count on that. So I will see you guys next time. Aaron, thank you so much for being here. Let's do it again.
Pleasure to be here. Oh yeah, absolutely. We got to.
All right, man. And everybody else in the chat, everyone who's viewing at home, thank you for being here, and we'll see you guys next time.
The lasso of Hastia compels you to reveal the truth. Now, who are you?
I don't ever want to see it again.
I know. Just bring the camera.
Yeah, take us with you.
Take us
with you.
If you want to do that, I mean, we'll just sit here quietly if you want. No. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a little XL.